signal, enough cell signal here for it to work out. So I'm at the next house here from, came from that, the French fry house, and went home, grabbed the turf tracer. Gonna see how the lawn condition is here. This one, usually the lawn is just terrible for drainage. So let me get a battery pack off this thing and put this back on my holder. Switch the camera around. Sorry about the view there. See what we can do. It just started raining when I got here, but I checked the weather and it said it was only going to be for a few minutes. So hopefully it holds, because this front lawn here, oh yeah, this is terrible. So yeah, this is bad, very bad, very, 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 very bad. What am I gonna do here? Oh, yes, I'm probably gonna have to trim bottom half of this. Yeah, I'm gonna have to trim the bottom half of this. Ooh, terrible, terrible, terrible. Let me grab forgot my safety glasses. Grab those. Ugh. This one. Alright, so at the next one here, this is the one that's really bad drainage. So I got the turf tracer, but I don't know if it's going to help me. This is just terrible. I noticed some people here watching, so yeah, look how squishy it is. So I'm going to have to string trim this whole, yeah, I'm going to have to string trim this whole bottom half, which is what I do here when it's really, really bad. It didn't rain all yesterday, but it is just horrible drainage. And then hopefully with the trimming, I can see if I can use the turf tracer for the rest of it, if I can do the bottom half. I just trim the bottom half, and then usually about part way up the lawn there, where the hill kind of starts, I can get the turf tracer that part, but this bottom half here is just terrible. You can hear the water. Just put this down. So I'm going to try and just do long, broad sweeps. This is what I usually do. The good thing here is that this client is very aware. Probably May before I can bring it out, because it ain't happening in this rainy season after a whole winter of rain. Just becomes too much of an issue. These lawns that are just terrible. So I don't know if you guys can see or translate the power from this Milwaukee trimmer. And this is just on the low power setting. I have not raised the power on this unit over lowest setting. The second generation one is just so much more powerful. The original had the two selection switch, the rabbit or the turtle, where this one has 3 selections, basically just like a low, medium, high power or full power. And this is the 3rd week in a row now that I have used this trimmer every day, and I have not needed to go past the low power setting. Like, it just goes through everything. It's great. On low. The other nice thing about this new Milwaukee with those forge batteries that I'm really impressed with is how long the batteries last. Again, I'm using it on low, but more than enough power. But I've been only taking two 12 amp hour batteries with me to get through the day. And for the most part, it's just one battery that I'm using. And it'll be like the last house of the day or the second last house of the day, depending on how much trimming. Like right now I'm trimming this whole bottom half, right? So this would use more battery than I would normally if I'm just doing the perimeter. So in that sort of a scenario, right? Well, I might have to switch the battery out one or two houses sooner than normal. But to get through the entire day with just like two batteries, it's pretty darn impressive. That's with the 12 amp hour Forge batteries. Man, it's so tough to even walk on this lawn. It just feels like quicksand or something. And the wind is just like, woo. It's one of those days. Storm is coming. So yeah, unfortunately, this lawn here, I'm gonna have to really take it easy. And I was hoping to beat the rain, and so far so good. But it sprinkled a little bit when I got here. But I was checking the weather app, and it was like literally saying like it was gonna sprinkle for like 5 minutes. And then it was pretty true to that. It stopped. So yeah, this whole bottom half I can't even walk on. So you can see my footprints in areas. So hopefully up here, yeah, I should be able to get the turf tracer up here. Should be able to hold it. All right. We'll see. If not, then might have to push mow with the battery mower. Another nice kind of side benefit of those battery mowers are so much lighter than the gas ones. Video. And the grass is just growing crazy. I'm also going to have to raise the deck a little bit. Bring that turf tracer. Bring it up a notch from my experience. Otherwise, it is not going to. It's a bag. Again, this one is, I would classify as a utility cut. It's not like manicured. There's no fertilizers or aerations or things that happen on this lawn on a regular basis. It's just mowing. Get a little bit of a, put the camera up, get a little bit of a better view there. See what we can do here. Hopefully it works out in terms of the weather. Hopefully it holds up. Of course, in the summer, then it's no issue with this lawn, with like the navigator, but this time of year. Nope. Usually I'm not able to bring the navigator out at all on any lawns until like May. You hear that? Just sounds like soup. And it's like hard to walk. It's hard to get your footing. You're like sinking. It's horrible. But what do you do? It is what it is. Ooh. These are the conditions I have to deal with. And just look how crazy. Again, it's just like thick and lush and I'm trying to reach the latch. The gate is sagging, so it's hard to open, hard to unlatch it. Just do a quick trim here behind the gate, and then I can open the gate fully and put a rock on there to block, keep it open. This is crazy. It's like your freaking jungle. It's like a jungle, but it's just so wet. Like, look at this. I know it's hard to translate, but it's like 8 inches deep. That's just 1 week. 1 week of growth. And no fertilizer. Check the battery on the okay. Started trimming. Through. And trimming here. That front yard is going to be pretty rough, I tell you. Lots of little trouble areas in this yard for some in the backyard too. Nothing like that front. It's only gotten worse over the years that I've been mowing it. Front yard used to not be an issue when I first started mowing this about 6 years ago. But again, it's just the amount of rain that we get. It's not the frequency, that's about the same. Like, rains all the time, but it's just never been such heavy rain as like the normal now. That is the big problem. Just how much rain falls. Definitely something happening here with this weather. So it's definitely changing. The wind picking up and stuff. Hopefully the streaming is still working consistently. Can't really tell. And it looks like it's doing good upload number. So it's hit or miss. This part of the lawn here is also an issue. Not too bad. There's the front, but If you're watching this, remind me to lift the deck on the turf tracer when you start mowing. So you need to be raised at least a notch to bag properly. Otherwise, it ain't bagging. It's just too thick. I've got the mulch blades, gator mulch blades, so I'm gonna put some high lifts on. I think if I raise it a notch, it'll be okay. If I try to mow it at the normal height, then it's going to clog up the chute, and it's going to leave a bunch of clumps and make a mess. So we'll see. So I think I was usually mow it at 2.5. So if I raise it to 2 3/4, it should be good. Still leave a good cut, and but be able to bag. Just from my experience of mowing this lawn over the years. Last week was the same. I tried to get away with the 2.5 at first, and it was like nope. Just kept clogging the bag opening. Too much clippings. Once I raised it a notch, then it was smooth sailing the rest of the mow. Turf tracer has that manual height adjustment. You got to remove all the pins and stuff. I always try to avoid. Try to do the 2.5-inch mow. Try to keep it the same for everybody. That usually works, but this time of year, on some lawns like this one, it's too big. A little flip edge here. Quick clean up the scragglers. Again, utility cut. You can see the condition of the lawn. It's not winning any awards. And I was gonna flip edge this, but let's see about trying to fill this back in. And maybe they mentioned about bringing some soil. There's such a wide gap there from before. It's been like that for years. From them when they used to mow it themselves. But they're mentioning about maybe putting in some soil and seed to kind of close that back up again. So I'm just gonna leave the edging. Oh man, I don't know about this. How wet this is. Oh, you could just feel it when you're walking. Of course, I don't want to get stuck, right? That's the biggest thing. Pretty bad. So I'm gonna have to stay away from that whole lower half here, and then just do the top half. Usually works, and the customer has never had an issue with me leaving it kind of trimmed on the bottom only. Oh shoot, I felt a raindrop. Oh no. Ah! The wind is just like starting to pick up. Hopefully that's not bringing lots of rain clouds. Oh, looks like I had a strap break too. On this side, yeah, broken strap. Oh, yeah, well, it's still on there. What the heck? That came off there. Weird. Okay, well, gotta pick up some new straps. These ones are broken a couple times already, and I keep just tying knots on them. It's time to replace those. Alright, Turf Tracer, let's get you started. Yeah, this is going to be a lot noisier too than the battery stuff, so. I think the headphones have noise canceling on them, so it's going to be a weird, kind of weird echoey type sound once the mower gets started. I have to raise the deck first though. Come on. Yep. Right, pardon the noise. We're going to get right by the muffler here. Sorry about that. It's probably right in the microphone. Whew. This one, luckily I don't have to do this often. Like I say, I can usually get away with mowing everybody at the same height. One more here. 2, 4, 5, 5, 2, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow, the wind is just like. Whew. Might have to skip the last lawn of the day. It's the farm property. Too many big dangerous trees on that one to be walking around if it's windy. Big dangerous trees that are all diseased and so. Widowmakers. Over here, this side is not bad for access. Let's see what we can do. Try and go across. I'm going to try to cut across the space here where I think the lawn is still not too bad. Over where I trim. And over here, usually it's okay too. Cut it around. Yeah, that wasn't too bad. No tire marks, no ruts, so that's good. So as long as I avoid trying to see the faint markings of tire rutting. Unfortunately, with lawns like this, there is no striping. There's no any of that. It's just get it done. Yeah, over here I'm okay. It's just below that half there. The water drains off this hill and then it just sits. The bottom half, one more pass here, give myself a good berth to be able to do my turns when I right, so just say. I'll try that. Normally I move up and down, but I'll just go side to side today. Kind of match stripes there. Do the perimeter. So I'm keeping an eye out on the bag as I'm doing this. Watching the bag, watching how it's like inflated like a balloon. So I know when to stop. When that bag deflates, it's time to dump it. Luckily here in the city where I'm at, there's no, every house has a green bin. The city picks up on garbage day, which is Friday. So I don't have to take trash clippings with me, even though I'm bagging them all. Just for this one in particular, one of my larger lawns, just have to put it in the green bins. Got a few of them. Their property. The city will pick them up tomorrow. So if you have any questions, one person watching, yeah, at what point I was interested. I don't think I've ever had 10 at once. Cool. Yeah, I'm just going to continue on this line here. Again, striping is my least concern on this line. It's just get it done, especially the front yard. Again, because it's so poor of a drainage. Ooh, I just hit a bad spot with my foot. Feel it kind of sink there too, a soft spot. This, see how rough this lawn is. It's very hilly. It's not smooth or anything. Where that spot is. Let me know if you have any questions. Still banging. Still have full inflation. So that's good at least. Last thing you want to do is on a lawn like this where you're trying to get it done quick is having to keep stopping. Getting the bag out. I'm starting to see some signs of the bag filling. Towards that front handle there. Start to sag a little bit. Keep going because it's another rain drop. I think I have to call it a day. There's just the other farm property that I have for today on the schedule. And I am not going over there if it's windy. And there we go. It's not fully sunk in there, but you can see it's lost its inflated kind of presence there. See, that's kind of there. That tells me that it is as full as it's going to get in these conditions right now. You can see the clock there, right? So the airflow stops, and then that's my indicator to go dump. But yeah, see, you can see it's not too bad looking, even with just string trimming. The whole bottom half, you can definitely see the line right there. String trimming from there on. But it is what it is. Whew. It's like the only option is the bins. It's the only option, otherwise it would be just absolute ruts. Right? So I'd like to avoid putting ruts in the lawn if possible. start what I always refer to as hell month. When the spring really starts to get into full swing, and the grass is just thick, lush, you know. And it doesn't help that, what's that, half a bag full? Just doesn't help too that I don't have the high lift blades on. I have to get a new set of high lifts. I only have the mulching ones at the moment from the fall. I need new high lifts, so I gotta grab some of those. You notice my old Encore bagger. Found this on eBay. This whole bagger kit. I think I got it for $99 or something like that on eBay. Came from someone in Florida. Well, the rain's starting heavy now. It drops. Not too bad. I'm happy with that though. No ruts, and it's bagging well at this height. Not clogging, causing issues. Stop every 5 minutes. Getting a decent amount done. It's always tough on the bigger jobs because they take longer on what to do in terms of making a call of whether you're going to mow it or not. If it's weather related. Again, normally work in the rain and all that sort of stuff. But because the drainage issues have been getting worse and worse on some lawns, try to do what you can to work around those. Whether it's mowing at certain times of the week when you can, or changing the schedule up. Sometimes it's like change it to like the morning. Normally I do this lawn in the afternoon. Sometimes you might want to change it to the morning. Coming in the afternoon. This one I was just like today it was like tomorrow's supposed to be sunny. And I was like yesterday was sunny. So I was hoping that it would be, kind of wait as long as it could today. And the weather was holding off. Predicting rain, but it mowed the whole morning. No issues. So I decided to leave schedule as is and just do this one. At the normal schedule time that I would normally do it in the afternoon. Give it the most time to dry out. Figuring that if it did start raining in the morning, that I would just put the last two lawns of the day, this one in the farm property. Just put them until tomorrow when it's rain, when it's sunny. Give them less chance. The farm property is not a big deal. If it gets rutted and stuff, because they do more damage to that property than I could ever do with a lawnmower. The semi-trucks constantly parking semi-trailers and stuff onto the lawn and things like that. There's so much trimming that I have to do now on that place versus even 5 years ago from ruts, from semi-truck tires that I can't now even put like a mower on it. In certain parts of the lawn I gotta trim. It's kind Kind of crazy. I'll be happy if I get to this one, not in the rain. So I still got one person hanging in there watching. Thanks for watching, whoever you are. Let me know if you have any questions. Private audience of my live stream here. Bag. Keeping an eye on that bag. Raindrops falling on my bag. You'll notice I'm not using the sulky either because of how damp it is. Rather just walk behind the walk behind. Get as light as possible. Much slower, of course, though. So that's kind of the downside when you're trying to fight the rain. As I see the spray drops coming faster, more steady, I'm moving slower because I'm not using the sulky. I'm not using the sulky, friends, so damn. Just like, oh. Bag is done. See that? Deflation. So I'm going to turn the light off, head back over there. Empty. There's another can on this side of the house. I'm going to leave the mower right here. I'm going to leave the mower right there. I'm getting about half a bag because of the mulch blades. But it's all right. It's a little bit lighter to carry. Take it to the other garbage can that's in the front, just around this gate here. Here's lawn care. The last yard we mowed in the rain. Hey Aaron, how's it going? Temperature dropped 10 degrees in about 25 minutes. Wow. Crazy. I've got one more after this one, but I don't know if I'm going to go do it. Not because of the rain, because the wind is picking up. And it's it's my farm property, I call it. It's like a working farm, hay farm. But it's a very rough lawn, and used to be the family homestead, but they rent out the house now, and run their hay business out of it. They get hay from all over, but the condition of the property is not great. So all the trees are pretty scary. Don't want to be around those in the wind. A lot of rotting limbs and stuff on them. Every time I go there, there's broken branches on the ground. So I love this old turf tracer. This unit is from like 2009. She's an oldie, but they don't make them like they used to. And I don't mean that they don't make them as good. In fact, I think they make them too good now, in that they weigh way too much. They're so much heavier. So this old 36-inch turf tracer from 2009 is about 400 pounds, give or take a little bit, whereas a brand new turf tracer, 36-inch, is in the 700-pound range now. So that's a lot of extra weight that I can't afford to put on these soggy lawns, working in the rain. So as mentioning previously, I adjust by certain things I can do. I can normally will bag, but I could also side discharge if I had to. I've done that on this property in like really terrible conditions, only to save weight. So the weight of the bag clippings, because they're wet grass clippings. I will walk behind the mower like I'm doing today, instead of using the sulky. Save on damaging, making those rear drive wheels not have to work so hard, pulling my meat suit, pulling around my 215 pounds. So I will walk behind it so that the mower is as light as possible when it's like this type of conditions where it's been days and days of rain. Again, on properties like this, striping is the least of my concerns. Just cut it, get it back down, 8 inches or so that it is in some spots. Yeah. Until the next week. Do it all over again. That's the circumstance of where I'm at. That's why you'll see, very rare you see me using those bigger mowers that I have. It's just at certain times of year. And it's really raining now. I don't know if you can see on camera, but it's coming down pretty steady. To wrap this one up quick. Luckily that front yard is done. Front yard was the biggest concern. That's where the most drainage issues are. See this lawn that's like 4 to 8 inches, depending on where it is. This lawn isn't fertilized or anything, so it's not even all the way through the growth. There's some spots that are less growth, but it's thick, it's wet, and that is difficult to bag, it's difficult to mulch, it's even difficult to side discharge. There's clumps. Ironically, I find bagging easiest in wet conditions. You think it would be the opposite, but with this type of mower where it's just the bag right on the side of the deck, it's like you're side discharging it anyways. But instead of it clumping and leaving big wet grass clumps, it's going straight into the bag. The only difference is that you're not getting full bags worth before you have to dump. It's heavier grass, it doesn't get thrown to the back of the bag as easily. It tends to start piling up in front of the chute, and that's where it clogs. opening a loft. Alright, we got that done there, that section. That's good. Mr. Aaron's Lawn Care, is that still you that's watching or is it somebody else? You know in the comments. If it is you, and how is your, how's that truck you had, that fancy truck? Still treating you well? Also, say hello to your wife for me. I met her at the Camp Expo the last time that I was there. I think that was back in, what was that, 23? Last one that I went to, 2023, that I met your wife. Getting a low battery warning. Still got 20%. Still got 20% battery, but it's giving me the warning. 20%. 20% warning. So hopefully that takes me through to the end. We're almost done here. Live streaming kills your battery on your phone. It sucks. I guess it's not here as long here. It's still watching. It's like, bro, I'm not here. It's like, man, I got better things to do than watch you mow lawns. I'm at a dip. I think that's what the young kids say. I'm at a dip. I don't know. I'm old, so let's empty this one out. Ooh. And then I think we're good on this one. Just grab the blower. Quick clean up. Not too much to blow on this one because, of course, it's mostly all lawn. So like sidewalks and stuff. Oh, goodness. All right. Ooh. I don't know what to do for that next one. If I should do it or leave it. Don't know. Knock it out. I don't know. No, wait and see. Just planning to do aerations tomorrow. So aeration, let's see. On 1K says, I saw the video of you mowing with the SRM 2620 and said it's selling for the first time. Your shirts are horrible. I'm surprised you have any customers. Awesome. Well, 20 years in business. So, congrats to me. funny how somebody comes in late to the party and make comments about something I specifically just commented about. Mowing lawns that are nasty and rough and condition isn't great. And that stripes are the least of my concern. Temporarily tie this strap. Let's come off. Ooh. Notice the strap. It had broken already, but I had tied it and had a chance to go pick up some new ones. I do have a spare set in the truck, but they don't have the little latch there like that. They just have the hooks. And the problem is, and they are these shock straps too. The problem is because they flex there, if they don't have the little catch there, they come undone. So if you hit a bump or something in the road, because it flexes, it'll actually unhook. So I have a set in the back seat. They're like brand new. I used them only a couple times because they kept coming unhooked. So they're like my emergency pair, but these ones are far better. But I need a new set. This will do for now. This will do to get me home. Tie a knot in it. Whew. I am just happy to have gotten through that one. The rain has stopped again. On and off, on and off. But yeah, with that front part of the lawn there. Ooh. Any other comments? So you know, just the I'm on 1K with the jackass comment of the day. I should do that as a new part of the live streams. Who's gonna have the jackass comment of the day? Well, I'm on 1K. Come on down. You're the winner, the jackass of the day. grab the blower. See here, just a little blowing here. There's no sidewalks we gotta worry about. Yeah, that was a big. It was a good decision not to mow the bottom half of this lawn. Just so soggy. So it's usually about the same every week. When it's really bad, it's up to that, about that mark here down. You can see how, that's even, the ground's like moving there. You see some of my footsteps still. Right there. My footsteps are like stuck in the ground. It's just horrible drainage. You say it didn't rain at all yesterday. It only started raining when I got here, and only briefly. And it's just the way it is. Welcome to the Pacific Northwest. Maybe I'm on 1K. We'll have a good comment about that too. Like, let's see. I don't know how you mow in the rain. Do you have any clients left? Let's get there. We gotta close that gate on the other side. Clean up this little pile. Whoa. From when I turned the blades off. And this is why I call it Hell Month. Because it's just cray. The amount of growth, every lawn is like nasty. You have to clean out the deck, even on the 21-inch mower. When you're finished mowing, every lawn, so that you don't get the clumps. Alright. Just go check, see if there's any other ones. I'm gonna leave that gate open because I'm gonna come back out through this way. Should have went through the other way actually, but much battery I have left on the phone. Can't tell, it's not showing me on the live stream. Gave me a 20% warning a little while ago. But hopefully it doesn't cut me off, because it actually requires the stream to be shut down for it to work. Otherwise it kind of like suspends it. Ooh. Bunch of crap built up there. These cracks. That is debris. So this is also the third week, like I said, of mowing, and it's been so wet again that I haven't been able to even bring the blade edger out with me because it just makes more mess. It's harder to clean up versus when it's dry. I took it with me the whole first week because that's normally what I do. Is the first cut gets all the blade edging done, but I didn't use it all week, so I didn't bother bringing it the next week because the conditions were still nasty. And this week, same thing. Even the days it's not raining, it's just soft. Oh. Yeah. So that's it for that one. That is a rough utility cut. Oh, I'm getting another power warning. 10% left. So we're still good. We're still good. Once I get into the truck here, I can put a battery pack on the phone. Take this off of the holder. And let me flip the camera around. And put this MagSafe battery charger on the back. There we go, clipped in. Is it working? Yep, it's connected. So there we go. That was that second live stream for the day. Doing this house again. Drainage is absolutely horrible. Had to trim that whole bottom half of that front lawn. And yeah, it's just one of those days, one of those lawns. Utility lawn. A lot of mine are utility lawns where it is what it is. You do what you do. You do what you can. There is no. It's just get it done, sort of thing. So yeah, it's just one of those things. It turned out pretty good, I think, for what it is, being wet and nasty. But luckily beat the rain to an extent. You can kind of see the windshield there. It's pretty wet. That's just from being parked. How much rain is on there? Somebody's fancy car across the street. What is that, like a Ford? Looks like a Ford Focus with some fancy graphics on it. Looks pretty neat. So that's it for this one, guys. I think no other questions coming in. Again, thanks to Aaron's Lawn Care for doing some questions. And I'm on 1K. I got to say it again. You get the Jackass of the Day award for your Jackass comment. Yeah, so other than that, guys, appreciate you guys tuning into the live stream. All right, have a great day.